What's up, guys? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's Daily Devo with Trust in Jesus Ministries. Glad you're here. We're in Genesis going through. We've started the Abraham saga, man. And so we have God coming to him, making this promise that he's going to make him a great nation, give him some land. The people who bless him will be blessed. People who curse him will be cursed. He said he's going to give him a prodigy, make him a great nation. And so what is the response? That's what we're going to talk about. What is the response of Abram once he hears all these things? So if you haven't checked it out, we're in Genesis chapter 12, verse 4 through 9. Stop the tape, read it, see what he's got to say, come back, we'll answer 4 questions. If you already read through it, man, let's dive on in. So what's the author have to say? What is the actual thing that's going on in the story? Well, Abraham takes off. He has no questions, no nothing, man. He just gets his stuff and goes. Says he gets all his stuff, gets his family, and they take off. The thing is, he don't even know where he's supposed to go. He's just leaving. But then God, I guess, lets him know, and he says he goes to the land of Canaan. But what else happens is that God reveals himself to him whenever he gets to the land of Canaan. He says, I'm going to give these to your descendants. It's the blessing is actually to the seed. It's not to him. But he's a part of it. It's his family. So they go ahead and God go ahead and says, this is where your family, the rest of your generations, the nation that will come out of you will go. And then Abram builds an altar there. Another action of obedience and faith. So the first one was that he just did it. He got up and left his family, which is tremendously difficult for, especially at that time. You were attached to your family, and that was it. And now he leaves all of that to go to a place that God had called him. That's obedience. That's faith. And then whenever he says it'll be to your descendants, that's faith as well, as he builds the altar in response to that call that God had given to him. And plus, to think that he trusts and believes that when he won't see it, it's to his descendants. It's not to him. And then after that, he goes and he builds another altar at the place where he starts to hang out and reside for a little bit. So he's obedient and faithful, man. He's obedient and faithful. I think that's what the author is trying to show us, just to do what you're supposed to do. And it's good because it's an outward reflection of the inward hope that you have. Because he doesn't just do nothing. There's nothing he can do except believe and follow the word that God has given him. And that's what he does. So what's to say about God? Well, I think it's a God. It shows that he is a God who reveals. That even though sometimes you may not know what you're supposed to do, in time, if you obey, if you follow, he begins to reveal to you all you need to know. So that way you were more trusting in who he is. See, he told him just to get up and go, and I'll show you where the place is. Abraham didn't complain, asked no questions. He just got up and went. And as he went, God revealed to him that it was Canaan that he was supposed to go to. And so as he passed through Canaan, then he even began to reveal more and saying, this is the land which I will give to your descendants, to your seed. So this is just God revealing more and more. And what's this say about man is that, well, we should be obedient and trust. We should be faithful. We should do as the Lord has said. And as we do those things, that's the things that God will start revealing to us more and more of what it is that we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to do it. And then just kind of be with it, not kind of, but be with us in the doing. Well, how can we apply these truths to our lives? Well, first off, knowing that God reveals, knowing that God is faithful, and knowing that God has the power to do all these things, man, is to just be obedient and faithful. You see, the thing about Abraham is that he said your descendants will inherit this land. He ain't got no kids, man. His wife is barren. But when he says that, he builds an altar and he calls upon the name of the Lord. And so that's the idea is that's worship. That's him giving worship to God. And so for him to trust God in having descendants in a land that he's not going to inherit is to ultimately just to rely upon the faithfulness of God. And so in the same way for us, man, let's rely upon the faithfulness of God. Let's trust in Jesus. Let's be obedient and faithful as he reveals himself to us in every step that we take. So today, man, if you listen to this and you're hearing these words, man, if there's something going on in your life that you know he's calling you to take that step, take it. Man, take that step in faith and see how he moves and see how you can bring glory to his name. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.